Hey, what's up guys? So I really hope you're having a blessed day. Before we get to this video, make sure you go like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's just get started with this video already. And this Sunday is a Sunday we're going to be me talking about all the types of trouble that I had at my school, all the struggles that I had while we were living in Louisiana, all the special ed classes I've been to during this period, and just basically just stuff like that. So apparently this is the same time when the testimony happened, but the testimony happened when I first moved down there, so I was 6 at the time, and I remember that exactly happened on September the 14th of 2014. It's when we went to that church in the West Bank, and the evangelist prayed over me and telling me that I was going to be healed in Jesus' name, but however, it takes it little by little, so that's what I did, trying to walk it out and everything, or I tried to anyway, but I did had a lot of struggles here and there, so yeah. And then he also prayed for my dad to be a better parent of that, apparently, and yeah. Now, I still did repetitive behaviors, but not long after that, it went away. In the beginning, I was still flapping my hands and constantly making the sensory value sound that I talked to you about maybe a week or two ago. I don't even remember now. But yeah, I told you guys about it, and yeah. I did not want to do it in my school because I'll be embarrassed already and stuff like that. So I mean, for the most part, I did held it in until at one time I was like constantly saying "e" and stuff like that. Like, not saying, but it was like a sensory thing until I done realized I was at school and not at the house. And this was, I remember I was eating the apple slices, and I was so fixated, so I'll make the sensory sound and flapping my hands all at the same time, and I just realized I'm at school and not at the house. And I'm gonna just be honest, I remember it was that same day when the teacher were like, or you know, one of them teachers be like when you before you enter or leave the cafeteria or whatnot, they'll be like, I exactly remember this same day or the same time when the teachers, or not when the teachers, but when the students are done with their food, they go to the teacher and they'll be like, what are you going to do for the summer? And then they'll say stuff like that. But the good side, or at this time, I was still picky with some foods. Like, I didn't want to eat that like brown stuff or whatnot and stuff like that, except for chocolate, but other brown stuff, like, you know, just wouldn't really eat it until probably until when I was 12, really. One moment, I was so fascinated with ceiling fans probably about 10 years ago, so this is all kind of like towards the beginning, and I was so fascinated with ceiling fans. I used to go to somebody's house, like every time I go visit a family member, I'll just randomly record their ceiling fans, even without permission. Like, I'll just randomly go into their rooms and record their ceiling fans and stuff like that. Now, I still did have a fear of entering certain rooms. Like, there was this, okay, so there's a living room, right? You first enter in the house by the carport, and then this ain't my house, this is somebody else's house. So you go to the carport, you enter in, but before you enter the living room, you enter the dining room or the kitchen area, and you walk through it, and then straight ahead is the living room. On your left is the hall, and it leads you to the rooms, and it just goes diagonal. And then towards the corner of the living room, if you kind of face the living room from the dining area, because you can clearly see the living room from the door, and the door is at the carport. And once on the corner of the living room, there's these stairs that would kind of like, because it goes twirls up into another room. I think there's one or two rooms. I don't remember, but I can remember that one room, and I used to look at that ceiling fan all the time. But I didn't want to go up there because I was scared. And I tried to go up there one time when I was 6. I'm like, and then my parents were like, nah, don't go up there. So I have not been up there, never. But I remember there's these stairs that would just get you up there right in the corner of the left corner of the living room. That's what I was trying to say. You see, even he still struggles now. Maybe I'm joking about that, but not at the time though. So apparently, I was scared to go to that room like I was scared to go through these hallways back when I was younger. But like I said, just about every house I went to in my family and friends' house, like I used to go record their ceiling fans just being the autistic self or being the autistic kid there, basically. Now, your Josh boy might have been too vulnerable at the time, but there was this one older kid that just woke up and said, you know, I'm gonna punch this little autistic kid. I don't care if he's 6, 5, 7, 8. I'm still punching him. So he done did it and probably got in trouble with it. Hopefully he did, because and this happened when I was probably about 6, 7, or 8 when he done it. And he literally done punched me in the face or nose, or I don't know. I don't remember where. Probably in the face or nose. And I was just too vulnerable because of the autism. Now, if I wasn't vulnerable, or the autism wasn't the vulnerable thing, I would probably punch him back. I don't know. You tell me. Bro, I swear he looked a little older. I don't know if there was something wrong with him, or he just didn't like, certain kids around. Maybe different kids like I was. Now, let me just tell you something. I did have another side, and it was about the behavioral issues. Now, let me just tell you something. Your boy Josh had behavioral issues with 3 individuals or 3 peers or whatnot. First one was from school. The second one was also from school, but she was in my neighborhood. Third one, I just made a video thread about her and just regretted it. And I really do hate to confess this, but also did threat the third one. But it just ended up being a video threat, and after all that, or suddenly after, I just regretted it. And not thinking I was gonna write her an apology letter like years later. And just to remind you that this wasn't recently. We were all the same age, but we were in elementary school though. And the threat was basically from the autism. One time, my parents found out about autism, or a new thing about autism. It says, if someone's obsessed with another person or another individual, that could be a sign of autism. And I think that's what it was. Now, do not hate me when I say this, but I wasn't really crazy in the head. I was just struggling with a disorder. A mental disability, rather. Another thing was, I used to get blamed a lot, and I swear to God, I did. Like, one time, I was at a random kid's birthday party. He was turning 10 when I was probably about like 8.5-ish or something. And he literally blamed me over nothing I said to them. Like, I was literally just talking to myself, like, because you see this little autistic dude is just trying to talk to his autistic self, bro. Then you got somebody coming in and be like, oh no, he threatened to kill my mom. Like, oh my God. And it's always like they're on their side. Like, even my parents believed them and not me. Like, I didn't get it. It's just like I didn't get it. And let me just tell you something. When I got dragged out of there, I threw a whole meltdown when we got to the house, because our house was like next door. I threw a meltdown. That's what I did. And I'm not gonna lie, it bothered the crap out of me, bro. Just saying. The later years of living in Belchase, I started to kind of feel like I was growing out of autism. Like, not saying like repetitive stuff and everything, like flapping the hands and constantly saying the E and stuff like that. but I still had the behavioral issues and everything, and I still had poor social skills. Like, I told one lady that if she was 600 pounds, I mean, Mama grabbed me by the shirt and just walked out and stuff like that. Like, I remembered that, and there was this little store I went to. I threw a whole meltdown like on the way. Like, I was screaming everything. Like, me and Mom just had to leave. Just, I mean, she couldn't really take me nowhere at the time because I was having a meltdown and stuff like that. I went to a Y camp for a couple of years. I didn't do bad there, but I mean, I acted like I was autistic though, and I mean, and they treated me like I was autistic there, so that really wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I can kind of see how they were treating me differently from the other kids. You know what I mean? But I went 2 days in 2019. The first 2 years were 2017 and 2018 in the summer. 2019 was a whole nother thing. I was constantly acting a fool. I was getting blamed for again. Like, I literally swear, bro, everybody would be just blaming on me for doing the stuff and everything. And I just couldn't, like, talk my way into, I mean, the thing was just wasn't me then. It just wasn't me to begin with. I mean, 8, 9, 10-year-old, 11-year-old Josh couldn't express or quite yet express what actually happened and everything. That's why they done write me up and then sent me home. They basically done kicked me out. I had a feeling that was going to happen though. But I was just hoping it wouldn't. One thing about New Orleans or greater New Orleans people, let me just tell you something. Everybody, we're going to be starting fights and blaming on somebody else. That's just the thing about West Bank people. And yes, I used to get bullied in my neighborhood too, just because I wasn't hanging out with the right people. And then secondly, I started my YouTube channel there. My second one. This is my second one. My first one done went down the drain, or the band drain. I think I talked to you about that before. I might talk to you about that in a later video or in future video. But yes, if you go back to my earlier videos in this channel, then yeah, I was still living in Louisiana. Probably my first year of having this channel, I was living down there. And then I moved back to North Carolina for the rest, and well, before the 3 months that we're living here. So yeah, I had that. I was still kind of getting off because you could probably tell that I had autism and stuff like that. With my stuttering, or not stuttering, but like, like doing like certain faces and stuff like that. And if you go to my older videos, you can kind of see that something's a little off because of the disorder that I had. And but yeah, I get bullied in my neighborhood all over the place. I mean, out of my videos, I'll be getting bullied in the neighborhood and everything and stuff like that. And that ends it here. So if you like this video, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I have nothing else to say. Bye bye.